There is rumors that deep in the jungles of Ecuador lies the ruins of a long-lost forgotten civilization. Legends say there is a vast lost city, and in that lost city is a vast library, and that said library contains hundreds of metal books with strange writing on it. Unlike other legends of ancient lost cities, the legend of Cueva de los Tios does have some interesting finds even though no library has ever been found. Join us in this 3-part series as we investigate and share the story of the metal library in Cueva de los Tios. Ever since the dawn of civilization in the Americas, there have been stories of strange mysterious creatures. Stories of magical, powerful, mythical beings, and stories of fantastical, legendary places. Are these stories just legendary, fantastical tales? Or do these stories have some basis in reality? The answer to these questions is what we will try to find out here on Mysteries, Myths, and Legends of the Americas. Across the world there have been rumors and legends of long-lost advanced civilizations that walked the earth. Most archaeologists and anthropologists consider these stories to be nothing more than myth, and if these long-lost civilizations did exist, they almost certainly didn't have access to the advanced technology that it is often claimed they had access to. In this first episode we want to explore the idea of the possibility that there once existed an advanced civilization or civilizations on Earth before modern humans. As you will see, this idea might not be as far out sounding as it might seem at first glance. It is estimated that the planet is over 4.5 billion years old. It is believed that the first life began on Earth around 3.7 billion years ago. It is thought that plant life began around 500 million years ago, thus giving rise to the land-based life including us. To put things in perspective, it is believed that modern humans are around 300,000 years old, and that what we would call civilization is only around 6,000 years old. So as you can see, our time here on Earth is just a drop in the bucket compared to the age of the Earth. Scientists believe that over the course of Earth's history countless mass extinction events have occurred, ending the lives of thousands if not millions of species. In fact, it is believed that around 70,000 years ago humans had a close call with extinction. I also probably don't need to remind you of our cousins the Neanderthals, or the other hominids that scientists believe used to walk the Earth with us, but are now gone. I say all of this to point out that there have been countless species that have once occupied this planet but are now gone. This now brings us to our next point. That point being the Silurian hypothesis, with Silurian being the name of a fictional species in the Doctor Who series. In 2018, astrophysicist Adam Frank and Gavin Schmidt began to ask the question: if there once was an advanced industrial civilization on Earth long ago, how would we go about detecting that? Now it is important to note that neither one believes a prehistoric industrialized civilization existed here on Earth. The purpose of this hypothesis was to try and create a working model that might help future humans who might find themselves researching distant planets. However, they created a working model and their conclusions in a nutshell go like this. The first thing they point out is that due to plate tectonics and other factors, almost all of the land surface on Earth is no older than 2.5 million years. So what this means is that if there was an advanced civilization back in deep time, the odds of finding artifacts or direct evidence of those civilizations are slim to none. However, that doesn't mean that you still wouldn't be able to detect such civilizations. You instead would have to look at other indirect factors. Those indirect methods would be looking at sudden warming and cooling periods in the Earth's history. Another way would be looking for specific isotopes that don't occur naturally or very rarely in nature. Another way is to look at soil composition to see if there is any abnormal or out-of-place chemical compositions. If there is, that could be indications of fertilizer or other tampering. Now, as mentioned previously, neither Schmidt or Frank believe that there was a prehistoric industrial society on Earth, but if you use their model you will find something very interesting. All you have to do today is turn on the news and you will hear about how human activities are pumping carbon in the atmosphere, thus causing the temperature of the planet to rise, thus creating climate change and possibly a climate catastrophe. Strangely though, there is evidence of something similar occurring. In fact, it occurred around 55 million years ago. It is believed that around 55 million years ago the Earth's temperature rose as much as 5 to 8 degrees Celsius. Also during this time period there was a huge release of carbon into the atmosphere. This lasted for a period of around 20 to 50,000 years, and the end result was a warming period of about 200,000 years. Curiously, this time period is so similar to our own time period that scientists are using the data they can access from this period to try and predict what is coming next for us. Now, scientists don't believe that the carbon release was due to the activities of an industrial society. They instead hypothesize that it could have been the work of volcanoes, a comet impact, a change in the ocean and much more. However, the truth of the matter is that scientists don't really know what caused this event. It could have been any of the suggested reasons given, or it could have also been the cause of a previous unknown industrial civilization. However, as Frank and Schmidt said, if an industrial civilization existed that far back in time, the chances of finding direct proof is almost at zero. So moving on from the Silurian hypothesis, we see that there is possible evidence that just maybe, an advanced civilization did exist. However, this isn't the only evidence that suggests that just maybe, we don't have a full understanding of our history, as there has been found strange, out-of-place things, found all across the globe, and if one has an open mind, one can come to the conclusion that just maybe an advanced civilization really did once exist. Now I want to return back to Schmidt's and Frank's hypothesis for a minute. In their hypothesis they mention that a direct way of observing an advanced civilization would be the discovery of nuclear waste. Well, shockingly, there is such a place. There is a 1.8 billion year old natural nuclear reactor in Africa. Notice I said natural, as that is what scientists are calling it. However, there is some disagreements with that. Dr. Glenn T. Seaborg, the former head of the U.S. Atomic Energy Commission, has gone on the record stating that he does not believe this occurred naturally, but had to occur artificially, as there are so many precise conditions that need to exist that it is unlikely to have occurred naturally. This is just one of many examples out there. You have other objects such as the Antikythera mechanism, a drill bit supposedly found in coal, 150,000-year-old pipes found in China, a 200,000-year-old wall found supposedly in Texas, an ancient map showing Antarctica before it was covered in ice, and these are just the tip of the iceberg. So as you can see, there is definitely some circumstantial evidence out there to suggest that a possible advanced civilization did exist. On the next episode we will explore what we know about the people who inhabited the area around Cueva de los Tios.